Now, climate experts say the storms we experience in the years to come will only get stronger as ocean temperatures rise.
So what does that mean for the planned offshore wind farms off the coast of Maine? As part of our series on Maine's changing climate, Jason Nappy explains that's just one of the issues facing plans to harness the winds in the Gulf of Maine.
Climate change is really the biggest threat to Maine's woods and waters, our wildlife, our coastal communities. And I think what we've just experienced in Maine over the past month or so is evidence there.
Jack Shapiro is the Climate and Clean Energy Director for the Natural Resources Council of Maine. He says we can't wait any longer to come together and develop renewable energy while ridding Maine of reliance on fossil fuels. Shapiro says offshore wind will create plenty of energy for the future.
Offshore wind, because the wind is so much stronger and more consistent offshore, is going to generate a ton of the energy that we need, almost half of what of the electricity needs we're going to have by 2040.
But we can't wait 20 years to take action. Representatives from 19 organizations and towns took part in the Offshore Wind Port discussion. Francis Eanes is one of the people that provided input for the Offshore Wind Port Early Engagement Group.
We're seeing the impacts of a changing climate around us every single day. And working people in Maine understand that when we have 20 feet of excess water going down the Androscoggin, flooding businesses and homes, that it is here. It is upon us. The climate crisis is real. And the question is, how are we going to respond? How are we going to shape solutions that work for working people and for working Mainers?
Jack Shapiro says the goal is to keep the benefits in Maine. He says it's a better proposition than doing nothing and having out-of-state companies reap the rewards.
And if we can build that in Maine, using Maine technology and Maine workers at a Maine port, it can have huge benefits for our state.
Nearly every participant in the Offshore Wind Port Advisor Group says no build is not an option because Maine can't afford to wait.
The other sense of urgency is that the federal government has made floating offshore wind a strategic priority. So that ship is moving, that train has left the station, and the question is, can we come together as Mainers, as organizations, and shape that process in a way that works for our state and that maximizes the benefits and, again, minimizes the impacts that any new industry would have on our state.
The Offshore Wind Port Group did not make decisions regarding the location and operation of the port. In the coming months, I'll speak with the Maine Audubon about the potential impacts to wildlife and wildlife habitat this project could have. Meteorologist Jason Nappy, News Center, Maine.